Now, what sort of advice would you give to someone who is looking to get into cards, right? Like with, new wave of people who are getting into collecting. What sort of advice could you offer people?
So I think there, and it's funny because I get this question all the time, maybe not worded like that, but we get messages all the time from people, and people will come to the chat. And I think that they're hesitant at first because it is a unique concept. I think they're a little hesitant to jump in because it is a different lingo, and it's different than when they used to buy cards at the card shop. And what is going on here? The best advice I could tell you is just dive right in. Get online, whether it's us or somebody else, buy into a break. Don't go crazy. Buy one team, buy two teams, inexpensive teams. Get in there and just feel it out. If you're more comfortable staying quiet in the chat, great. Stay quiet, watch, get a feel for the community, get a feel for the breaker. Try multiple breakers. I can't stress that enough. Try to find people that you feel like matches your style of breaking, right? Whatever that is, and ask questions. And if the chat or the breaker doesn't acknowledge you, or you don't feel like you're getting the attention, go somewhere else, because there's plenty of us that will. I love those questions. I love the idea that someone's a lot of times we get first break experience with us, and I love that because then we get to take our time with them. A lot of them buy into these frenzies now, and we get to kind of, the community's great too, right? They're gonna walk you through it. So find a good community, find a breaker that you like, and just dive right in.
So you mentioned a frenzy.
Mhm.
Is that a Chomps exclusive? What we do?
I don't see too many doing it. I see more and more people attempting this on Facebook, but basically, after scheduled shows that you buy into on eBay, we get together after our last show of the night, and we just open up the YouTube room, and we say, look, we are your virtual card shop. We are your online card shop. Whereas the eBay shows are way more structured. The products are planned out a month in advance. Listings are made a week in advance. The feeding frenzy is anything but structured. We have 15, 20 different products on the screen that, like a virtual card shop, someone can come into and say, I like this product. I can either buy a box for myself and we'll crack it for you, or more than likely, we're going to do a divisional break, and 6 divisions in baseball get randomized, and you just pay a flat fee and you get 5 teams. So it's unscripted. It's a lot of fun. You call the shots, and that's a great forum for you to ask a lot of questions. There's always dozens of people in the room that are happy to answer your question.
All right, now, I think something that everyone would like to know is, do you participate in breaks yourself, right? I mean, you have so much product. Is it not tempting to want to open your own product?
So funny question.
Okay, so the answer is yes. I still get into breaks, being though that we are a 7-night-a-week channel. It's a little tougher. Tonight is a great example. I got a rare night off, and I could not help but migrate back into the tank at some point because of how much fun it is. I was watching you break, and I wanted to
Broke
get
all
in.
night.
You broke all night,
Yeah.
and here we are still talking about it. It's actually 3:15 a.m. local time. We've become men of the night.
See me yawning.
Doing
I'm
this.
like, oh man,
Yeah,
I'm tired.
yeah. So the answer is yes. I get in as often as I can. As far as the urge to rip this stuff, you'll see behind me, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of boxes of different products, and I'll tell you, initially it was a lot tougher. I remember driving home with that first case and second case and third case as we went along, and it really was tough not to crack this stuff. But I'm like, if this is going to be what you want to do, leave it alone. And I'll tell you, it does get easier not to get into your own stuff.
Don't get high on your own supply.
Basically, yeah. I was gonna say that, but I'm like, nah, okay, we'll let Kat, who I have to censor.
I'm
say
the
those
guy that
things
gets censored all the time.
for good reason.
Second to last question, Chomps. What is your favorite card that you have pulled or your monster hit? Please tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, well, this one's actually kind of easy. I've pulled a lot of cool stuff now in the last 6 months. I pulled a Hank Aaron auto 1 of 1. That certainly stands out. Seems like almost every night we're pulling some kind of crazy fire.
Mm-hmm.
We have a current 1 of 1 scoreboard that's only been on for a few weeks, and of the 3 of us that break, there's been 27 1 of 1. So it's kind of hard to narrow down. But my personal favorite, being that I'm an Angels fan, being that I love Mike Trout like you, a really cool story. Someone came into our YouTube room during a feeding frenzy, never had heard of us. Bought into a break. I think it was like $75 for a divisional spot, and got the AL West, got the Angels spot. Well, in this break, a select product, I pulled the gold vinyl Mike Trout 1 of 1. Unbelievable card. Remember, I only bring this up that they spent $75 because what I'm about to share with you was I was able to make them an offer on the spot that I thought was very fair. The chat thought it was very fair, and we exchanged money right there. You know, they'd sent the 75, and I think I sent them $800 or $900. They were very excited. Their first break was pretty fun. Not all breaks go like that, but because I pulled it and it was Mike Trout and it was one of one, I'll never forget it. And it's even more special that it's in my collection now. So whoever you were that let me buy it, forgive me, I can't remember the name, but several months ago. Thank you for that. That is my favorite card I've ever pulled.
My most iconic card that I think I've ever pulled was a King Griffey Jr. It was a buyback autograph card, and it was serial number 2 of 2, which is super low on the serial number. It wasn't a 1 of 1 like you, Chomps, but it was just glorious. And it was King Griffey Jr., one of the best players ever in all of baseball. Tonight, for example, I pulled a gold numbered to 50 out of the new 2020 Bowman Chrome of Bayron Lora, one of the top prospects. That card is selling currently for around $3,500 to $5,000 for one of our new chompers tonight, and she was very excited about that, needless to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's pretty amazing stuff. We get to be in the chair every night and see the most fire pulls you'd ever want to see with the mix of product.
All right, Chomps, this isn't a question per se, but please plug your channel, plug your social media. Let's hear about it. How can we find you?
Thank you, Edward, for giving us permission to plug our channel. Chomps Live Breaks. You can find us on eBay. Our eBay store is Chomps Live Breaks. YouTube, search Chomps Live Breaks. Again, we are 7 nights a week. There will only be a handful of days in the year that we are not on at night and the middle of the night to break with you, be it a flagship show or a feeding frenzy. Check us out, Facebook, Chomps Live Breaks, and the Chomps Approved Sports Card community. We're also on Twitter, I understand.
We are on Twitter, and also we have a great Patreon family as well. So if you'd like to look us up on Patreon, it's www.patreon.com/ChompsLiveBreaks.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share our thoughts tonight. Best of luck to everybody, and get into some breaks. I think you'll enjoy it. For Kat, I'm Chomps. You've been chomped.
Bye, kids.
Bye, kids.
All right, everybody. I want to thank Chomps again for the amazing interview. Again, you can follow him on Facebook on Chomps Live Breaks. He also has his YouTube channel, which is the same, Chomps Live Breaks, where he does his sort of breaks from what is known as the flagship show from the eBay purchases, and then he also has what is known as his feeding frenzy, which is where he does personal breaks with different groups, and you can get on that immediately live through YouTube. Okay. This has been Eduardo Contreras. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And please make sure to, again, subscribe, to like, to hit that alert, hit that bell. And if you have any questions, suggestions for different episodes, I'm hoping to do a giveaway soon and maybe involve Chomps with it. Let's see if we can do a break together. All right, so thank you so much. See you on Instagram at Edward's Card Corner, and take care.